Get this man some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
A Blazers podcast.
Welcome back to Get That Man. Get this man? Get some
this
man. Get
Some
somebody.
man.
Yeah.
A man.
Get a man some help. You might be surprised to find us in your feed on a Friday, but we decided to swap out Friday and Monday because there was something that happened in the NBA. There's a trade deadline, and the Blazers were active.
Were they?
So
Actively sitting at home like the rest of us?
We found our guy. We got Vic Krejci.
Okay, we did.
Everybody's excited about that. The Heat check. And Duop Reith traded to Atlanta, promptly waived. And so he might be coming home.
Sure.
To where he belongs. We still need
Mike Conley, who was traded from Minnesota and then went to Chicago and then went to, I think, a third team.
Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah, and was bought out and is promptly returning back to Minnesota.
Yep.
On the vet deal.
Yeah, you when you find your home.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike seems to me to be a very practical man. Probably very good friends with Malcolm Brogdon. And they did some texting back and forth, Is it worth it to find a new house? No, let's go back to Minnesota.
Listen, home is where the heart is. Listen, you're into that split level property.
Yeah.
You've got some investments in the area. You're local.
Exactly.
Yeah, just go back.
You know where the grocery store is.
That's exactly right. They know you there. They know you.
Everybody knows you.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. The entire as this seems to happen every single trade deadline, Sean. The entire league is held hostage by one name, and everybody waits to see what's going to happen with that one name because everybody's so eager to either get in or get out or swap out or take up the table scraps or whatever it is. And then that one name is dangled and dangled and dangled. And in this case, the Milwaukee Bucks at the very last second said, you know what? We're good where we are. Actually, do you have anything you'd like to give us?
Yes.
So we can keep our young man?
Yeah.
And
help
and
us.
The Blazers,
help us keep this guy who clearly doesn't want to be here. That's several calls after they finally, we're not going to trade him. But they begging, cap in hand, going to other general managers, please give us something to help us keep our guy.
Yeah, and it takes something that would be a very interesting situation because we own 2 swaps and an outright pick from the Bucks in the future. And it takes something where if you're talking, okay, they're going to go trade to, Golden State, for example. Golden State's going to give them a boatload of picks. All of a sudden, we're in a situation where we're like, hey, maybe we can do something with those picks. You can own your own picks. We'll get some of Golden State's picks at the end of Steph's, prime. This is going to be great. All of a sudden, you're in there. All of a sudden, now you can't do anything because Joe Cronin, if anything, we've talked about this. He is the man who's going to outweight the Comcast customer support line. Okay, he's going to stay online, and he's not going to listen to it. He's going to decline the hold music. Actually, he's gonna ask for more hold music. I
do wonder how many prospective deals at the trade deadline were ended with Joe Cronin going, no thanks.
Yeah.
Because all signs pointed to Portland being a major player just because they have so much money they can move around. Yeah. And they did nada.
Well, they can't because if it's until they figure out what to do with these Milwaukee. It's that idea of like, there's something that we could do now, but there's something even better we can do later. And we're in that sweet spot. We're t-shirt weather. I talked about this. It doesn't really matter. It's all found money.
Well, the thing about it, I'm sure it's great for the locker room. And you hear NBA players talk about this all the time, how hated the trade deadline is because you just never know, right up to that moment what's going to happen. And so I'm sure for the guys, like coming to work the next day and being like, okay, cool, we're all still here. That's probably a pretty good feeling. But I will say, Robert Williams and Matisse Thybulle are both on expiring contracts this year for I think like 12 or 13 million apiece. And you've got 2 guys on 2-way contracts that you theoretically need to make full time because Sidi Sissoko, I think, has like 3 or 4 games left before he crosses that 50-game threshold and they need to get him a roster spot. And you got Caleb Love, who, I feel like has kind of earned his way into a roster spot. Then you bring in Vit for Duop, sort of one-on-one thing. So now you got 2 guys who need roster spots. You got 2 guys whose contracts are up at the end of the year. They both have bird rights, and that's a very complicated thing where, theoretically they can re-sign them both, and it won't count against, the salary cap or the luxury tax. But we're still talking about roster spots. You get 15 roster spots. One is Damian Lillard, who's not going to play this season. So you got 14 active roster spots, and now you got 2 guys who need a spot. You got 2 guys you probably should have got rid of. You got, they're just like, whatever. We'll just let it go. We're good. We're just, vibes are good.
Hey,
I mean, they're like me. I'll worry about it later.
Sure,
that's my life philosophy.
Yeah. And what do you get out of that? A cracked toilet.
A cracked toilet. That's exactly right. You just don't worry. You see a little water on the floor. Okay, I'll worry about it later. Then there's a flood in your bathroom, and now you got a cracked toilet. Or so I've heard.
Yeah, theoretically. Just hypothetically.
Just hypothetical situations.
Yeah. Is there something tricky they could do where they activate Dame and then put him into the G League, and then he just sits in the G League bench?
That would be the greatest thing. How many points a game do you think Damian Lillard would score in the G League on one leg?
On one leg.
Kind of do like Lindsey Vonn, who ripped up her MCL and is like, I'm still going to do the skiing anyway. Just put Dame on one of those little carts, in a boot.
I mean, I think he'd still get 10. He'd still get 10 points, No. They'd all be 3. So you have to do a multiple of 3. That's how math works.
Yeah.
So
12 to 15.
12 or 9. Yeah.
In his boot.
Probably
not playing great defense, in fairness.
Well, does he ever? We love Dame. This is a pro Dame podcast. There's going to be a statue of him waving goodbye. And everybody's going to be doing all kinds of cool poses.
Right? That is the statue that goes in front of the Motor Center.
The statue. 100%.
It's waving bye-bye.
100%.
Yeah.
And you know how everybody has one part of the statue that you have to touch for good luck. And then it does that patina and it gets all... That's going to be the fingertips. Everybody's just going to, it's going to be wonderful. I can't wait for that day. I just hope it looks better than Dwayne Wade's.
Man, who was it? I think Derrick Rose was asked him if he wanted a statue outside the Bulls stadium, and he said, after the D Wade thing, I'm good, man. I'm good. Can't take the risk.
Okay, so we didn't do anything, and because we, to some extent, are held, to a large extent, are held hostage by the Giannis thing. And Giannis, who for months has been passively, aggressively just being maybe I shouldn't be here. I don't know. Just twisting himself into a pretzel, trying to find the most polite way to say that I want to trade without, he is that one kind of politician who doesn't want to be disliked by anybody. So he ends up saying nothing. And then today I sent you a screenshot of his Instagram, and he is once again trying to switch the narrative where it's a picture of what is that, Gordon Gekko? No, who is that? Yeah,
no, the Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. That's right. And it says winners don't, legends don't chase, they attract or something. And it's Giannis.
In fairness, when Dame was done in Portland, he said, "I'm done here," and he was very specific. "I'm done here, and I want to go to Miami, please." I mean, there was no gray area. There was no, it was, "I'm done. Send me to Miami, please."
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes not even please. "I'm done. Send me to Miami."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that when you're a star player, you can do that. You can say things with your chest. I mean, James Harden apparently has no problem doing that. "I'm done here. Send me somewhere." You don't always get what you want. I guess James Harden wanted to go back to Houston, and that didn't work out, so they sent him to Cleveland. But he said, "I'm out of here. I'm done." And they said, "Okay, well, off you go." And so if Giannis really wanted to, he could say, "I don't want to be here."
Yeah.
But he didn't.
No.
And now he's left his fate up to the people who are arguably the worst front office in the NBA. And that seems
to
a
be
little
fair.
weird. I don't want to drive. There's a drunk hobo over there. Let's give him the keys.
Well,
we should be good.
To be fair, they have made some moves in the past that brought the championship. The thing is this happens every time with a star, is you get increasingly desperate. So you make increasingly desperate moves, and maybe you buy into a little bit of the, your own Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And you think you can do it. And you say, okay, Miles Turner, that's going to solve everything. Buying out Damian Lillard, that's going to solve everything. And it doesn't. And you get stuck in this thing where it's, the sunk cost fallacy, right? We've all learned this. The sunk cost fallacy, and they're stuck, and by contrast, and by association, we're stuck. But just like when you think to yourself, "I have every pair of sock I will ever need," and then you get a marketing email from Bombas, and they're like, "Do you want some more socks?" And you're like, "Yeah, I guess so. If you're gonna give me 10%."
Can I tell you something weird?
That's what the trade deadline was for me. I didn't really need any trades. I was happy with where we are. I just wanted to get City and Caleb converted. But then, the excitement comes in and you're sending me fake trades about Ja Morant and Cedric Coward. And I'm like, well, maybe I do want to buy some more socks. And they're giving me it for 10% off.
I got to tell you something, just between you and me. I am not, the more I think about it, I am not opposed to a Ja Morant experiment in Portland. I'm not saying I'm rooting for it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want it, like desperately need it. But the more I thought about it, I mean, a Ja Morant Shaedon backcourt.
Okay, listen, don't do this to Sterling.
He can't get into much trouble here.
Don't do this to
Sterling.
Sterling.
He can find some trouble, but he can't get into a lot of trouble here.
It's a small town. Yeah.
There's just not a lot to do. Maybe he becomes a bike enthusiast. Maybe he's doing the bike Portland stuff, becomes a...
He's doing the naked bike ride?
Maybe so. He seems like the kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's bombing down Burnside on one of those little tiny dirt bikes.
Gets into the quinoa,
Yeah.
Cuts a little meat out of his diet.
Yeah. He's at Harlow every other day.
Yeah, he's hanging out at Harlow.
Yeah.
Just doing Portland stuff. It might be great for him.
How dare you? How dare you? Because Sterling Scoot Henderson is coming back tonight.
Tonight. Yes, I know.
This morning, when my kids were leaving for school, I said, you have to wear the Scoot Cheetos, which they both own, because today's a big day. Scoot is coming back tonight, and that would be my only fear about the Ja stuff, is it's been a long time, okay? Now, I have friends in my life that you are also friends with who say ridiculous things, Brian, like we should trade young Hansen and Scoot. Now, I am of a firm belief that you need to wait 4 years before you can make a judgment about any player. Okay? You got to give 4 years. All right? These are children. All right? Yes. You're not going to go to a 19-year-old and ask for financial advice, but maybe at 22, after they have a degree, they know some things.
Still, okay? No. They are very tall babies.
And Scoot Henderson, this is what, year 4, right?
Year 4, yeah.
This is it for him. So I have a 4-year rule. You got to go to 4 years. That's it. If you've been to 4 years of college, maybe I'll give you less time. But 4 years, and this is his chance to prove it. So, if you had traded for Ja, okay, so just the theoretical construct of this would be Jeremy Grant and who else? Was it Jeremy Grant? It was Jeremy Grant and somebody else.
Jeremy Grant, one of the Thibault or Rob Williams
and then a pick, and then we got back Ja, Cedric Coward, basically. And I was like, hell yeah, because I love Cedric Coward. But it's Scoot's day today, Sean. I know you're excited.
Yeah,
you sent me all kinds of weird memes.
I've been waiting like the rest of us, excited. No one's more excited than he is, just as a baseline. I don't think anyone can ever be more excited about anything than Scoot Henderson is about getting, good Kroger coupons in the mail. That guy is just constantly excited about stuff. Mm-hmm. It's going to be, I think he's going to bring a lot of much needed energy back into the system, because the Blazers are a bit of a slide.
Bit of a slide, 6 games.
Bit of a slide. And I think we didn't get to talk about this enough just yesterday when we saw each other. But listen, I am happy with our current coaching situation, especially compared to what our situation was before this current situation. Even though I wish, the getting there maybe was a little bit different with the fewer lawyers and FBI agents. But the last game, you were there in the building. Donovan Clingan had maybe the most impressive first 3-minute stat line I've seen in a long time. 3 for 3, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks. Okay, started off on fire. I know they all forgot how to make a basket for a quarter there, but how do you have your starting center, the guy who's going to be the big man of your future, starting off like that? I felt the energy through the TV, and then you don't play him at all hardly in the fourth quarter. You take him, and I understand he's not the most mobile guy. He's not defending threes, but if you watch the last 5 or 6 minutes of that game, yes, the kid from Phoenix went crazy. I get that. But a lot of their buckets was Mark Williams getting behind the defense because everyone ran out to stop the 3-point shooter. And you know what? You know what you have on your bench? A 7'3" guy who can't move quick enough to get out of the block anyway. So no one's going to get behind him. You know what I mean? And I just thought, what is going on? Like,
I mean,
what?
he's a first-year coach, and you got to give him a little bit of slack. But you're right, and I appreciate the fact that you were able to say 3 for 3 from 3.
Yeah.
Just with just the latency. This is the tip of the tongue. Just a dance on my
I've been
teeth.
staring in the mirror saying that all
the
day.
rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
That's exactly right. Like I'm about to go out for the audition of my life. Except instead of an audition for a Hollywood contract, it's
if this pod ever continues its upward trajectory as it is, as it already is, we should do one where it's just a musical.
Sure.
We have to sing everything, and it's all just scored by Puma Distortion.
Sure,
and we don't know what's going to happen. He just plays music, and then we have to sing. It's going to be great.
No, it's good because that's what I do with good things in my life. Is I strap a dynamite vest on and light it. Say things are getting too good. How can we tank this? Oh, turn it into a musical.
Oh, turn it into a musical.
Perfect.
That's never gone wrong.
Never.
Okay, but
never.
So in the building, I have to say I was compromised.
Okay.
Because I attended the game with high school friends. And when you attend a game with high school friends, you are again 17, 16, whatever, 18 years old.
Right.
And when they say, I'll buy the first round, there's an implied contract that you will have to buy a round at some point during the night. Now,
that is true.
This is fine if there's 2 of you because that equals 2 rounds.
Yep.
If there are more than you, that's how math works, Sean.
Yeah, that is how math works.
And so
they don't give you a discount for that, by the way. No.
So we decided somewhere halfway through the second quarter to go wander the concourse, which meant we weren't back in our seats till the fourth quarter. I don't know what happened to the third quarter, and I had spent $80. That's what happened. I sat in my seat, and I was sitting there watching the Blazers just barf up another loss as Colin Gillespie, all 5'2" of him, destroyed us, trying to do the math in my head how I got to $80.
Yeah, sure. You were having a great night.
And a bag of popcorn with a bunch of Reese's Pieces in it. I didn't know what happened,
I don't even know what to do. I'm thankful we live in Portland and not Las Vegas.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Because you would be or bad way.
Literally any big city.
Yeah. Pretty much any big city, right.
But you're right, and the thing is you pointed this out to me, is that, Donovan had that crazy hot start. And then Colin Gillespie starts talking shit to him. And they're going into a timeout. And they're still, I don't know if you saw this on the TV, but they kept going for a long time. They're yelling back and forth. And if I'm Donovan, I'm going up to Tiago afterwards. I'm saying, listen, Ben, I know you have your own way of doing things and you have your own, strategy, but this guy's the size of a stuffed animal, and I need to go out there and play more for my pride at this point.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just don't like the idea that Phoenix replaced Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant with sort of increasingly weirder versions of Grayson Allen. I don't like that. Just from
a visual Grayson Allen
aesthetic standpoint. I mean, because they're all basically different versions. It's like that Loki show on TV. They're just all different Grayson Allens from different dimensions, including Dylan Brooks, who is just a version of Grayson Allen, as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, University of Oregon, but I mean,
we love him. We love him.
Well, sure. Listen, okay.
It's like the final twist in the cursed last Star Wars movie that came out, where you find out that Palpatine has just cloned various versions of himself, including Snoke. Yeah. It's like they just did that with they put him in the lab. There's a Grayson. Let's make you a little longer in this version. Okay, you're going to be a little bit wider in this version. You're going to be Canadian in this version.
That's right. Shorter, funny looking, maybe a slightly better shot. But yeah. I think when you have that sort of heat going, you send the guy in, because I think the thing about Donovan Clingan is he wants to be a dog.
Yeah,
I mean, he's still trying to figure it out, but especially after he got embarrassed by old buddy Jared Allen.
Yeah,
I think he was looking to redeem himself, and I was so happy. Okay, he comes off this game where he gets absolutely destroyed, and he immediately just starts raining fire down on these guys. And you could see in his body language, he was ready to go. Like, he was ready to get his, kind of get back. And to have that and just be like, all right, dude, thanks. Go ahead and have a seat. There's Dewop's old seat there at the end of the bench. You go ahead and take that. It just, I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
And Donovan, if your name isn't Jarrett Abdul-Jabbar, Donovan has performed very well. That's Jared Allen.
Yeah, no, I know. I got you.
He has comported himself quite well against NBA bigs.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was going on with that.
I think we put way too much of an emphasis on, trying to get out there on the perimeter, and really they could use the tools you got. You got a big shot blocking presence. Run the 4-1 zone, man. Just just keep him in there. He was ready to go.
So I do have to say, our friend, the other Tim, was mentioning, his sort of full journey with the Dylan Brooks experience, and how he has gone from calling him Dirty Dylan to now he has a respect for him, and he brought up the fact that he managed to annoy Mike Krzyzewski. 3 threes from 3. The rain in Spain.
There you go.
He managed to get his GOAT in the NCAA tournament. So I will forgive Dylan Brooks for anything, and I understand that you're an Oregon State man, but this is a guy who never thinks he's he's not the best player on the court, and he will talk his stuff, and that's entertaining TV. Okay, that's what we want from this. We want entertaining TV. We want entertaining games. And if Dylan Brooks was on our team, you would have a Dylan Brooks jersey. I guarantee you.
No. See, here's the thing. I came into basketball awareness, I guess, right at the end of the sort of true tough guy era. And the Draymond thing, the Dylan Brooks thing, where you're just kind of you want to impress me? Go after Steven Adams. You're a tough guy. You want to do all the antics and stuff. Go after someone. Go after James Johnson.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes. If you're, because it's just like he goes after LeBron. LeBron's not going to do anything because he's LeBron. He's not going to. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, and then he doesn't go to the post anyway.
Yeah.
Sean, before I know you have a heart out. Is that what they call it in the industry? You have a heart out.
A heart out.
So we got to finish this up. But before we go, I want to introduce a new segment. Called Buy Somebody a Drink. Okay. I'll go first.
Okay.
I want to buy the Warriors fans a drink. Oof. I am sorry this did not work out for you. I am trying to not root for your downfall.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to enjoy Steph Curry's twilight years.
Boy, howdy.
You have gone from potentially landing Giannis
to we got Giannis at home.
To getting Kristaps Porzingis, who may or may not
Giannis.
Play ever again. So,
man,
I want to buy all the Warriors fans drinks. Sorry. Sean, who do you want to buy a drink for?
Man,
I have another one if you need a second.
I want to buy a drink for anyone in the Milwaukee Bucks front office who is not the general manager.
Yeah.
Because they have to just be beside themselves. Because there are plenty of people telling him, like, this seems like a bad idea. Like, this seems like a bad idea. This seems like a bad idea. And it's hard to work for someone who won their job in a card game. Ask me how I know. It's really tough to go to work every day. And for a fact that your boss is a fucking idiot.
Yep.
And so shout out to I'm talking about like the mailroom guys, just the whole organization underneath whoever's making decisions there. Because my God, that place has to be just soul crushing to work at right now.
You're all getting a drink. By the way, this can be juice. You don't have to have it doesn't have to be alcoholic. You can have Martinelli.
Agua Fresca, baby.
Have a coffee.
Yeah.
Agua Fresca. There you go.
Fresca.
There you go.
Yeah.
I want to buy a drink, but this is not a sad drink.
Okay.
I'm going to buy a happy drink, a celebratory drink.
Okay.
For one Cam Thomas.
Whew.
Cam Thomas enters the buyout market,
man,
just ready to shoot buckets. He is going to come to some team and he is going to tear it up. Nobody else will touch the ball.
No.
But this man will score a whole lot of points, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I thought that they liberated him. Liberate is the right word, because he was just Brooklyn just did not appreciate him enough. But that guy's going to come. He's going to go somewhere, and man, he is. Yeah, it's not going to be pretty for whoever's trying to guard that guy.
I want to buy a drink for Caleb.
I didn't want to.
You had a wonderful run.
I didn't want to say it.
You had a wonderful run, and we appreciate you. I think there's a future for you here, but you got a taste of the limelight. And I'm sorry, you're going to be a piece at this point. For the rest of the year.
He's going to. And you see, they were already kind of transitioning him kind of out.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get a lot of run against Phoenix, and because Daddy's home.
And
Daddy
I think honestly,
Henderson.
in terms of just a team construction and fit, the Blake Wesley of it all kind of makes him redundant, because I think how Blake plays is a lot closer to how the Blazers want to be in terms of being a complementary.
Well, the thing is, it's tough.
Grease the wheels type of guy.
Yes, Blake Wesley, I do think is a great guy to have on your team for a lot of different reasons. The hustle, the defense, the IQ, et cetera, et cetera. But man, the Blazers still need shooting, and Caleb Love for a while has been the only guy who's kind of getting the ball in the hole.
Yeah,
I do think the weird part about this is I do think the philosophy with these, because I'm looking at the roster, and they just traded for Veit. Blake Wesley just came back. It seems like they're not going to waive Chris Murray. There's Rion Rupert, who, I mean, I guess you could waive.
I think that's the guy.
He's the last guy in the pecking order. But it's weird that they couldn't have gotten like a second round pick or just some cash for him. You know what I mean? So so it seems kind of like the plan is to just let these guys go back to the G League. And now that you've got Blake healthy, and now that you've got Scoot healthy, you just kind of say, thanks for your service. Have fun at the University of Portland there.
It's tough because
we'll see in the offseason.
Yeah.
And that kind of feels like what's going to happen. And it sucks for Ceedy, and it sucks for Caleb Love.
Well, it sucks a lot for Caleb, because I think right now he's a better player than Ceedy. And but Ceedy, I think, fits the Blazers' identity a little bit more, and the upside is you can kind of really see something special happening. And Caleb's been having a great year, but I do think it must be hard to go from, playing a lot of minutes and making a lot of fun plays.
You're the starting two guard on an NBA team.
And you have this, and he has that wonderful chemistry with Shaedon Sharpe.
Yeah.
And he knows exactly where Shaedon wants it. Well, which, to be fair, is literally anywhere in the air.
Yeah.
You can just go. Did you see that dunk he had? Where he somehow adjusted his flight pattern to go underneath, and then
I can say this as a person who formerly could dunk a basketball.
Yeah,
it's not an easy thing to do. Right. And I'm not someone who could do anything fancier than just barely. You know what I mean? But we still call it.
I call it. Yeah, I'm happy for you.
You know how hard it is just to dunk a basketball, much less to sort of I mean, it's like the guy has wings on his ankles or something. I don't understand.
I mean, you
physically
saying
how it's possible to do some of that stuff.
I would love it if you went up to him and said, "I could dunk one time." I mean, it's like showing Picasso a stick figure drawing.
Oh, 100%.
I'm also artiste.
That's what my son would do. By the way, my son is joining a basketball team.
No.
He's not had a lot of experience playing the basketball.
Yeah.
And so I have declined to be an assistant coach on that team just because there's no way with him and we'll see how it goes. But he needs, to kind of be out from under me doing this experiment for the first time. But we tell him okay, when the coach says, when practice starts and coach starts talking, you got to be quiet. Blah, 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 blah. And he goes, but what if he needs my help with strategy?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, this is, but that would be to me equivalent to go to Shaedon Sharpe. Hey man, let's talk about dunking here. Someone who's stuffed a couple of baskets. Shaedon.
I want to buy
dunking strategy.
Do you have anybody else you want to buy a drink for?
Just you and me, mostly.
Yeah. I want to buy a drink for Anthony Davis. I mean,
Anthony Davis can buy his own drink.
Listen, okay, I feel a little bit bad. He goes from the Pelicans, who famously just cannot get out of their own way, to the Lakers. Hey, wins a championship. This is going to be my life. He talks all this stuff about how it's a mentality, a championship's mindset. Then he goes to Dallas, and now he's on the Wizards. It's quite the come down. And he seems like a
I'll tell you though.
Fella.
Listen, I am not. I might be a believer in the Wizards' mission. We'll see what happens.
Oh my God.
But I think they maybe have something, at least if everyone stays healthy. Because Trae Young, we've talked about this. Trae Young needs to have the ball in Trae Young's hands.
Mm-hmm.
Which okay, but I think Anthony Davis has the skill set to be able to kind of work around that and still be incredibly effective. Effective. So we'll see. Like I said, and this is NBA Live 2008 talking, but I think 10 years ago this would have been a real hot ticket. But we'll see. Listen, the Washington Wizards are officially in better shape than the Milwaukee Bucks and the Golden State Warriors. So,
don't do that.
No, it's true.
We already bought a drink for the Warriors fans. I have to buy them another one.
You know who I'm going to buy a drink for? And I feel Lonzo Ball. Because there was a moment in time where he got out of LA and he fixed his jump shot and he was looking like he's going to finally fulfill his potential, then just blew out like every part of his body. just showed up the next day in a full body cast.
Yeah.
And has been rehabbing, been working hard, tried to get back. And I mean, there's a chance that guy might not play in the NBA again, which is, so pour a couple of stiff ones for him.
All right. You guys all get drinks from us. What are you looking for? What's a stat line from tonight from Scoot that you're gonna say? Or is it no expectation?
Brother, it doesn't. I just think to put it in the sort of professional wrestling parlance, the pop he's going to get when he gets on the court, when he subs into the game for the first time, it is going to be an experience. And I think that just the injection of energy is going to be a real good thing for Portland. So yeah, his stat line, he plays. I just want a number in the minutes column. I don't care if he goes 0 for 9. I don't care if he's got 6 turnovers. I just want minutes.
Got it.
For that guy.
There's one more thing. This is sort of like, I got just a little bit more of your time.
Okay.
I'm gonna take every last second.
That's
fine. We've all had jobs. You worked for a boss who won his game in a back room at a, whatever. And you've all had we all had coworkers and stuff that you didn't like or whatever. When you talk about the NBA trade line from just like the vibes and the chemistry standpoint, it's got to be a very interesting way to make a living, because people who are your closest coworkers every single year could, or any time, multiple months out of the year, are suddenly changed, flipped over, whatever. So, I think there's probably like a flip side to that too, where you're like, oh, Jordan Poole got traded. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
I wonder how that's. It would be great if you were just like, I work at Allstate, and Jimmy got traded over there to the Klamath Falls branch.
How good would that be?
Yeah,
I guess that does happen in some places where you got kind of franchises.
Does it? All right.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. All right, fine. Whatever. We're not going to see you on Monday. We're going to take Monday off. So,
yeah. Well, we'll figure it out.
I don't know. If Scoot goes nuts, I guess maybe I can cajole you into another one.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, if Scoot, yeah. You might be able to cajole me into one anyway. Just I'll still be so on cloud 9 from seeing Scoot in the game again. I'll just float through the weekend, and come Monday, let's talk about it. Let's play the Scoot theme music and revel in the greatness.
Yeah, let's play it. We're gonna send you out on the Scoot theme music. We appreciate all you listening, and thanks as always to Puma Distortion. Can you imagine trying to sing a musical to this about Kamani Kamara or something?
I can see Scoot coming in and start scatting like Ella Fitzgerald.